So in this video, I'm going to be giving a brief introduction of data types within Python. This is meant as a basic video to introduce you to the different types of data and how data is stored within Python. So let's get started here with this pre-built Jupyter notebook that I have. So the main types of data are as follows here, but I'll go down the list in descending order. First, and one of the most common data types is an integer. So, for example, if we set x equal to 1 and print out x, looks like a 1, and then we print the type of variable it shows up as an integer. Now the reason for it being an integer is it's a whole number. Simple as that, as you'll see in contrast to a float, where if we type x equals 1.0, print the type, we can see there's an extra 0 at the end that doesn't exist here, and it exists as a class float. So integers and floats are similar and they both typically house numbers, but floats can hold decimal places. Now I also want to mention that for extremely large numbers, there's other data types as well that can be used, but they're not commonly used and not something that I've ever run into while using Python for my work. Next, we move into the string type data. So let's say, for example, we want to set our x, which is just storing the value hello world, and we want to print that out. So let's print out hello world, and I spelt it wrong, of course, so hello world. There we go. Hello world, and we print the type of that, and it's stored as a string. So anything that's written in common language is stored as a string, simple as that. One important thing to note is sometimes your data, for example, let's put a 1 in here, will be stored with these quotation marks as a 1, so you'll visually see the data and it'll look like a 1, but it's stored as a data type string, so when you try to run a math operation on it, so for example, if you see an x here, x equals 1, and you try to do math on it, you'll do an x plus x, and what that'll do is it'll concatenate two 1s together rather than giving you the proper example of 2. So moving on to the last data type I want to cover, and that's Boolean. So this is your binary or true or false data type. Now we can store the value true, capital T true in here, and we can print it out. You can see it looks like true, but it's considered a class Boolean. So this is a binary data field. It's either on, it's either off, it's either true or it's false. And we can go ahead and type in false as well, and that also shows up as a Boolean. The last thing I want to end with is conversion. So commonly you'll have your data either stored in floats and integers if you're working with numerical data, but once in a while, as I mentioned, they'll get stored as strings, and you need to convert that. So in general, it's fairly easy to convert them. So we set x equal to 1 here, we can print out x, and that'll equal 1, and then we can print out the types. So it exists naturally as a type integer, but if we type and then use the function bool x, we can convert that to a Boolean class, and it'll print out as that, or be saved as that if you choose to do that. Or same with float and string, so we can convert between the different data types fairly easily in Python using simple functions pre-built in. Now one thing I do want to mention here is a 1 naturally converts to a true Boolean. A 100 also converts to a true Boolean. The only way to get to a false Boolean is through a 0. So anything above 1 is considered, let's test this, anything above and below 0 is considered a true Boolean, while 0 is the sole way of determining a false Boolean. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more guides and more videos on Python. I appreciate all your support. Thank you.